So my question to you is, which I get this question a lot from younger people who confide in me. They ask me that they are getting addicted to things and they cannot control this addiction.
Yes. Yes.
A vast amount of people talk about addiction to social media.
Yeah.
Now, this addiction is not as much about watching social media, that is obviously there, but it's about posting on social media. They feel very
Hmm.
compulsive.
Hmm.
Every few hours, they have to post something. And if the posting doesn't get likes or doesn't get the desired response, then they feel depressed, or for lack
Right.
of better word, I mean, maybe depressed is a stronger word. They
That
feel
can happen.
disappointed.
Right.
And and if suddenly after 2 hours they say the number of likes or comments has increased, so then suddenly there is a high which we call as the dopamine high or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
So, sir, at some level, young people are also recognizing this pain. I mean, this addiction and this high and low, and I mean, they cannot put it in exact words, but the question I get is, how do I get rid of this addiction?
Yes. Um, I would first saying for that is a general malady in which there are many, I would suggest there are many different reasons for this attachment. And so this is something that Indra Shah would call attention seeking, right? We are posting on social media because we're seeking attention. We're seeking a type of validation from other people, right? And this is then, of course, a very, let's say, again, externalized way, externalized motivation is that we're seeking to project a certain persona, a certain personality that other people will applaud, and it's not authentic. It's so we're we're caught up in a type of hall of mirrors where we're looking at other people who are looking at us, and we're applauding them in order to be ourselves applauded. And yet the the whole back and forth is something that's very externalized and inauthentic. So okay, so what do you do about it? Well, the simple answer is to so engage in a conversation offline if possible, with someone you trust, and have a conversation about what motivates you to post as much as you do. Why are you doing it? I think that's the first question, is to ask yourself why you feel compelled to do this. And then you can develop, we go back to what we were just talking about earlier about developing practices that take you offline, that there's some things that you do without being on online and on social media for not for
Sir,
recognition.
I can answer that question for you.
Good.
Why they post, time and
Yes.
again. So
Yes.
they post time and again, sir, because uh, they get into a situation where something is happening in their lives consistently. I mean, I can call it dopamine high or other thing, but
Right.
I want to keep it more simple.
Right.
Like, sir, there are people who follow stock market.
Yes.
So for stock market opens for 6, 7 hours. They don't do so much buying and selling, but it's like a football match. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Something's
Yes.
happening, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
crypto markets are open 24 by 7.
Yes.
So it's like the brain likes it's like a sports match. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Continuous, some
There's certain
give and
competition
take, some,
involved. Yes.
yeah.
Hmm. Am I getting more
So,
likes than the next person? Am I getting more likes than I did the last time I posted? And so on and so forth. Yes. Hmm. Yeah. So what
so
you're
sir,
saying is, how do you break that cycle of dopamine? Let's call it dopamine addiction, or the feeling of satisfaction that comes from being recognized on social
I
media.
think, sir, one answer which I personally have, which will sound rather simple, is the progressive discipline. That I'm not going to for next hour, like you said, go offline. So I'm not going to do it for next
Hmm. Hmm.
2 hours. And then I'm not going to do it for next 3 hours. I think I'm going to turn my phone off or turn the internet off. I think
Yes.
that's easier thing. Uh, but sir, more importantly, my question to you is, does this take away that internal happiness which you've talked about time and again? And that is where the, you know, need for external validation increases.
Well, it certainly does take away the sense of authentic happiness if we're relying on external recognition and attention seeking, right? That is something that creates something inauthentic and therefore not genuinely who you are. It's your sometimes people call it your second personality, your outward personality, your personality one, for example, in Jung's terminology. It's something that you externalize. Now, you don't have to be on social media to have that. You can be a person in a position of power, right? Who just gets people are drawn to you because you have a certain degree of power or wealth or prestige, right? That's social media is in a sense democratizing that phenomenon. Um, and so yes. So I agree with you. So developing a discipline where a habit, and I go back to Gandhi now in my mind, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your habits. Your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. So thinking about how your actions become your habits and therefore become your values, therefore your destiny. So developing a
Hmm.
certain habit, a
Very
certain
good point,
set
sir.
of actions can help you with
Correct, sir.
that. But
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it's
that's a
in,
very
I
good
think,
point.
yes, and I think it's important that when we talk to people who are in this state of what we might call dependency or addiction, is is to talk with them with compassion and try to understand the reasons that they're doing it and reasons that we can relate to in our own lives that all of us are drawn because of our frailties to a certain degree of seeking some type of approval from others and and to speak with them from a position of understanding and compassion and empathy and help them.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much for, I think this is very insightful.